This is 60 Minutes, and I'm your host, Raphael. As we all know, Japan surprised America with an attack on Pearl Harbor that will go down in history. Many people in America are now in fear of all Japanese citizens. And all this fear led to the cause of Executive Order 9066 to be passed, authorizing military commanders to take any necessary action in order to protect our country. Along with the executive order, 12 Japanese relocation camps were made in the U.S. in order to isolate the Japanese from spying on our land. The executive order stripped the Japanese Americans' freedoms away and forced them into camps. Although many non-Japanese Americans thought this was against habeas corpus, it was the best action for them to choose. Today we'll get a closer look at the Manzanar relocation camp located in California with our reporter Rodney.
Thank you, Raphael. As you know, 4 months after the executive order was passed, relocation camp Manzanar was open to the Japanese American. Manzanar is located in California, making the weather seem unbearable with its extreme winters and summers in the desert. But this is also known to be one of the most beautiful camps of them all. Before the camp was closed on November 21st, 1945, the 10,000 Japanese Americans forced in here to work in assembly centers consisting of camouflage nets, a garment factory, a cabinet shop, and mattress factory, which produced goods for the people within the camp. Now for other points of view of what happened here, I'm here with Paul, who had personally experienced what had happened in the camps.
When I first moved here to America in 1912, I did it for a chance of a better life. Everything was going well when I opened up my business as a baker, and the people respected me. I even served as a soldier in World War I, but when World War II came around the corner, along with the attack of Pearl Harbor, once that happened, people looked at me as a monster. Propaganda posters were put up in town showing how terrifying we Japanese Americans were, citizen or not. Then once the executive order was put out, they barged in my bakery and took me away into these relocation camps. It was too difficult for some people and they died from the stress physically and emotionally. There was no escape. A man was shot by one of the guards from getting too close to the fence. Even though life was hard here, most of us tried to make the best of it.
What a heartfelt story. And what about the kids? How did they react to this?
Kids as well trying to make the best of it. Some of the adults here helped volunteer to teach the kids in the barracks, and they even had plays for their parents during the holidays. On their free time, they played baseball, football, and basketball, but their favorite sport was baseball. Here in Manzanar, where I was relocated, there were 80 baseball teams formed here.
So how'd you guys act when the war was coming to an end?
Well, we were glad to hear when Public Proclamation number 21 became effective in 1945, allowing us to return to our homes. It changed my view of our government's role in society, even though there are still people out there that won't forgive us. But there will always be those types of people.
When Public Proclamation number 21 became effective, the Japanese Americans returned back to their homes. But was this enough? Some can't forgive the decision of the U.S. government for what they have done, taking away their rights as citizens and going against the Declaration of Independence. This is your host, Raphael, and this is 60 Minutes.
Woohoo!